The universe is infinite, dark, and filled with horrors unimaginable, beyond the galaxies and stars. In the vast, cold void where space and time intertwine, there are things that defy existence, realms that were never meant to be glimpsed by human eyes. In the year 2187, a crew aboard the deep space vessel Erebus embarked on a mission to explore the furthest reaches of the universe, unaware that they were approaching a truth no one should ever find. The Erebus was the pinnacle of human engineering. Armed with the most sophisticated technology ever developed, the crew consisted of top-tier scientists, battle-hardened soldiers, and expert engineers, each handpicked for this critical journey. They pushed farther than any other mission, traveling beyond the known universe into a black expanse, where even the light from distant stars refused to shine. As the days stretched into weeks and then months, the crew began to feel the oppressive weight of the endless, silent void pressing down on them. When they entered the Omega Sector, a mysterious region believed to be the universe's edge, things started to go wrong. First, there were minor glitches. Equipment malfunctioned without reason, and celestial bodies they'd mapped blinked out of existence. Worse still, time itself began to distort, fluctuating in ways the crew couldn't comprehend. Hours stretched endlessly, while other moments passed in the blink of an eye. Then the signal appeared. The ship's sensors detected a faint, rhythmic pulse, like the beating of a colossal heart. The signal came from a region of space that should have been barren. The crew gathered in stunned silence as they analyzed the data, realizing the signal was ancient, far older than the universe itself. Captain Jonas knew the risks but couldn't resist the pull of the unknown. He ordered the ship toward the source. It took 3 days to reach it, but when they arrived, they found something beyond belief. A massive, swirling black structure, floating ominously in the darkness. It was alive, writhing and twisting as though it had a will of its own. A low hum vibrated from the structure, perfectly in sync with the signal they had tracked. As the Erebus neared the structure, things on the ship grew strange. Lieutenant Reed, the chief engineer, began hearing whispers that seemed to drift from the darkest corners of the ship. Dr. Hartley, the lead scientist, reported seeing shadowy figures flitting just beyond her vision, only to vanish when she turned. The deeper they ventured, the more frequent these unsettling encounters became. An oppressive sense of dread clung to every surface. Deciding they needed answers, Captain Jonas led a small team, Dr. Hartley and 2 soldiers, into the structure aboard a shuttle. As they entered the gaping black maw, the universe outside seemed to hold its breath. Inside, they found a labyrinth of corridors lined with mirrors that didn't reflect their images, but instead twisted, grotesque versions of themselves. The walls pulsed as though the very structure was breathing. Dr. Hartley's voice echoed across the intercom. "This thing, it's alive. It's watching us." The crew still aboard the Erebus could only listen in horror as the voices from the exploratory team grew more frantic, then fractured into chaos. Their transmissions were garbled and terrified. And then Captain Jonas's final words, "It's waking up." Before the Erebus could escape, the structure began to expand. Tendrils of pure darkness reached out, enveloping the ship in an unholy embrace. One by one, the crew members vanished, disintegrating into the void as though consumed by the very fabric of the cosmos. The dark tendrils seeped into the ship's core, infecting its systems. The physical universe wasn't the only casualty. Reality itself began to tear apart. Time unraveled. Those who remained alive found themselves caught in an endless loop, reliving the same moments of terror again and again. The structure fed off their fear, growing larger with each cycle. It wasn't just a structure, it was a predator, and it had been waiting, biding its time for eons, hungry for something to devour. In the end, the Erebus vanished, swallowed whole by the void, leaving no trace it had ever existed. Silence returned to the universe, cold and indifferent, but far beyond the edges of space. The black structure remains, lurking in the folds of space-time. Its signal pulses through the void, waiting for another ship, another crew, to stumble upon its deadly secret, and when they do, the cycle will begin again.